Well, friends of Mundo Maldini, we're going to analyze what has been this Real Betis to Barcelona to a spectacular match. Really tremendous match with a lot to analyze. Let's analyze Lamine Yamal. Honestly, between Lamine Yamal and Iñaki Peña, they've been by far the two best for Barca. However, there have been several Barca players who have been below their level, and we're going to analyze that in depth. Real Betis deserved their draw. We'll review stats later, but it's clear that along with Lamine Yamal, Iñaki Peña was the standout player saving Barca today. Iñaki Peña had a spectacular match and Betis was close to winning. At 1-0, time was short, but Betis had more dangerous moments, more shots on target, and Barca struggled to control the game. They had some control, but Lamine Yamal was exceptional. Rafinha and Dani Olmo weren't at their best, and Pedri was better, but not at his peak. It's true that with just a little time left on February 1st, Betis had more dangerous moments, more shots on target, and Barca had stretches where they lost control. Lamine Yamal shone. With Rafinha not at his best and Dani Olmo not at his best, Pedri was better, but not his best. Barca leaves with a draw, which I think overall they can't be unhappy with. With the best Rafinha missing today, who hasn't been at his best, and with the best Dani Olmo also absent, Pedri has been a bit better, but we still haven't seen the best version of Pedri. Barca leaves with a draw that I think, analysing the whole match, they can't be dissatisfied with. It's true that they practically had it won. There was very little time left when Cheran scored on February 1st, but honestly, if we analyse the whole match, we can't say that Barca should be very unhappy with this draw at the home of Real Betis, who have improved a lot today and also saw the return of Isco. Let's analyse all that, the controversies that have happened and much more. All right, let's go. Well, friends of Mundo Maldini, you already know that we sponsor the city of Ceuta, which is amazing here on your Mundo Maldini channel. I'm in area of the Royal Walls, which is spectacular. This is the navigable area. It's a true marvel. And these walls withstood the longest siege in the history of humanity, 33 years. You can still see the impacts. This area is impressive. You have to visit Ceuta, and you especially have to check out this area, the Royal Walls. All right, let's go. Friends of Mundo Maldini. Wow. What a performance from Lamine Yamal. The play he made for Ferran's goal on February 1st is truly a marvel. He's a player who's chosen for greatness and is already one of the best players in the world. The other day I was with Jordi Wild. You've probably seen that long chat we had, and he asked me if I thought there was a possibility that he could end up being the best player in the world in the not-so-distant future. I said yes, because everything he does, everything he executes, he really pulls the team along. When the game got tough, he was the one who carried the team and was very close to winning it thanks to him. And I insist also thanks to Iñaki Peña, who had an absolutely phenomenal match. Let's go with the 11 and then we'll discuss a lot more, because I want to analyze a lot of what this match has been. I'm convinced there's going to be a lot to analyze from this match. Betis had Vietes in goal. Finally, their goalkeeper Rui Silva got injured during the warm-up, so they had to play Bates, who is the goalkeeper for the Copa del Rey. Savali on the right with Pero on the left, who really struggled against Lamine Yamal, a lot with Llorente and Bartra. As the two centre-backs, Altimira, Lo Celso and Mateo Flores, who's a really good player, surprised everyone with his starting position. Then Lo Celso moved further up, of course. Abde, who has been one of the best for Real Betis, had practically the best chances for the team. Victor Roque has fought hard up front. He caused that penalty, which we'll analyse from Frenkie de Jong. And Chimi Avila started on the right. Well, as always, Chimi Avila put in a lot of work. He started on the right, fought hard, but it definitely wasn't his day. Iñaki Peña in goal with Koundé, Cubarsiniego, Martinez and Balde in defence, Casado and Pedri, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha and Lewandowski. Today we saw a pretty weak match from several key players of Barca, one of them being Rafinha, who, by the way, Flick was sent off during the play. I think it was during the play of the equaliser. I don't remember well if it was during the penalty for the equaliser, but we'll analyse that penalty later. It's not something you see often. It's the first time I've seen Flick get sent off in his entire career. There might have been other times, but this is definitely the first time I've seen him get a red card. Well, I was saying that Rafinha had a pretty weak game today. He hardly participated at all, and the substitution could have been surprising, especially with the score still at 0-0. But it's true that he wasn't really involved. Betis came out very aggressive in the first few minutes and created 2 or 3 chances right from the start, putting Barca on the back foot and causing them a lot of danger. In fact, aside from that one-on-one chance from Iñaki Peña, who I have to say, along with Lamine Yamal, has been the best for Barca, Robert Lewandowski scores. It was a fantastic play. Once again, coming down the right side. What Lamine Yamal brings is incredible. Here we see Lewandowski celebrating the goal. But what Lamine Yamal provides is not just putting the opponent on the back foot, but also a constant ability to create or generate danger. The things that minimalism invents always end up executing what the play calls for. The play for the first goal had a perfect pass to Koundé. When Lamine Yamal is on the field, Koundé steps up. Today he had a good first half in attack. Koundé's pass allowed Lewandowski to score easily. Today Koundé had a really good first half in attack, a very good first half. And then the pass from Koundé that Lewandowski just had to push in. Let me tell you, he didn't do anything else but that goal. He just pushed that ball where it needed to be. But after that, he hardly showed up again. For me, Robert Lewandowski had a pretty weak game. Probably not enough to fail him. We'll see the ratings, but definitely just a passing grade because he did little more than score that goal. I think he's at a moment of debate. It's clear Robert Lewandowski is at a point where he urgently needs to step up because Barca needs him. Today, Daniel hasn't been good either. Here we have two players who haven't performed well. Daniel hardly participated at all. Flick also substituted him pretty early, and both he and Lewandowski were not involved much. Barca is a team that, for many moments in the match, couldn't control the ball. And when Barca loses control of the ball, they can really hurt you on the counter-attack, of course. But they lose one of their main characteristics. Because one thing is for Barca to lose the ball because they take risks and want to be very vertical. And another thing is that they can't recover it to maintain control of the game. This is the goal from Robert Lewandowski. Another thing is that they can't recover it to maintain control of the game. That's when there's a problem. And there, clearly, Barca had an obvious problem for many minutes of the match. They haven't had control of the game. They haven't had control of the ball. And from there, Real Betis really piled on the pressure against Barca in the first few minutes of the first half, and especially during a long stretch of the second half. The second half was almost all Betis, that's the truth. Barca scored that goal thanks to Lamine Yamal's brilliance, but here we have Celso, by the way, who scored the penalty goal. Let's take a look at the penalty. But the control from Real Betis, or at least they were playing more to what Betis wanted, was almost constant in the second half. This is the play for the penalty. Let's take a look at the photo. You can see pretty clearly here how De Jong steps on Roque while he's running. Let's see. It's a stomp. We can say it's a light stomp. Here we see it. But when a player is running and another player steps on his foot from behind, it's a penalty. I don't think there's much doubt that there was a stomp and it's a penalty. The referee reviewed it on VAR and called a penalty that, in my opinion, was indeed a penalty. It was indeed a penalty. It was the equaliser from Celso, a draw that Betis deserved. I think a lot of Barca fans, Real Betis fans, and many neutrals will be watching me in this video. I think that for Betis, the draw definitely can't be called an unfair result. Not at all. This is Flick's red card, by the way. That equaliser was, clear. Then on January 2nd, there's no completely legal position because let's take a look. The play, right here, we're going to zoom in. Well, the pass is a spectacular pass from Lamine Yamal. And you can see just how the foot, I think it's the rival's foot, is positioned backward and clearly enables it. I don't think there's any debate that the goal is completely legal. Ferran's goal, and by the way, I want to show the picture of Ferran's really nice shirt, obviously paying tribute to all the people who are working and have helped and who will continue to help the victims of the Dana in the Valencia area and in other parts of Spain. Ferran scored on February 1st. Diaz's amazing goal tied it at 2. Barca didn't deserve to win and didn't. Iñaki Peña's performance and Real Betis' efforts were notable. This is Ferran's shot for February 1st. Barca did not deserve to win. Barca did not win the match. Barca can be satisfied with the draw considering how the match went, what Iñaki Peña did, and what Real Betis generated, which was quite a bit more. But it's true that they had the game. This is Ferran's shot for February 1st. They had the game with just a few minutes left. So in that sense, it's true that we saw Lamine Yamal leave with his head down, but Barca didn't play a good match. Another thing is that Lamine Yamal had several flashes of brilliance, and another thing is that Iñaki Peña has been really good, but there are key players like Dani Olmo, Rafinha, and to a lesser extent, Pedri, who haven't been anywhere near their best level. Robert Lewandowski hasn't been at his best either, and in the end, Barca let a match slip away that they could have won. It's not a bad result to draw at Real Betis' ground logically, although Real Betis were not doing well. I want you to see, friends of Mundo Maldini, a much improved Betis. By the way, I want you to check the flash score for what I'm saying. It's true that Barca had more possession, but it was 12 shots for Betis and 9 for Barca. 12 for Betis and 9 for Barca. 6 on target for Real Betis and 3 for Barca. In the end, I think that the draw, given the way the game was, is not only fair, but for Barca, honestly, I say this honestly, it doesn't seem like a bad result to me, looking at the game logically. And like I said, if anyone comes out stronger from this match, because Lamine Yamal doesn't necessarily have to come out stronger from this game, we know what it is. It's definitely Iñaki Peña. Draw at 2, a hug. Hello there, hello there, hello there. 1,000 warm greetings to you on this beautiful and splendid day. May your day be filled with joy, happiness,